Just duck invasion. That's what I want to see. Oh my god. I think I was telling you over the past like a week or two ago, some guy just randomly came up to me and just handed me a bag full of ducks. I'm like, okay. So
Where
now I
were
have
you?
just a ton of ducks sitting around on my windowsill in the basement. So I am stoked about that. Welcome back to another episode of Those Movie Dudes podcast. It is just Nate and I here holding down the fort, but we got a ton of new release movies to talk about, some movie news, all that good stuff. So stick around for the next hour or so, and yeah, let's talk movies. How you doing, Mr. Nate?
I'm here, man. I'm here. I
So
just
much.
want to know. I just want to know where you were. That some random guy gave you a bag of ducks.
Oh, I was up visiting my parents. And there was a little scavenger hunt that was going on that weekend that I participated in. It was like maybe 30 other people too, and it was all around the whole area where we had these like clues. It was all like local history of like the place and stuff, and there was a little bonus challenge to find 3 ducks per group. So like on your clue card, you had like 3 ducks on the bottom of the page. So you had to go and find them. Like some of them were like a blue owl, some were like one hatching out of an egg. There was a football duck. So I mean, there's a bunch of cool little ones. So I
Man,
was
did any of
stoked.
them have hats?
Yeah, I think a couple had hats. Yeah, I know. I have maybe like 100 ducks now.
Oh, just wait.
That I've never bought. They've all just been handed to me. That's just how life is. So
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't ask for this, but I will embrace it and I will take it. So if anybody wants to send me some ducks, just send us a message on Instagram. We will find it.
Oh, and like, there's a
Yeah,
claw machine at my movie theater, so I always stop there and I swipe my card to get me 4 tries.
no, I
And I
appreciate
came
that.
away with this one last time.
Oh, nice little standard duck.
Yeah, but it's got the golf ball indents on it,
There you go.
so it's yeah.
That's what this one is. Look at this. See?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh, then
badass.
maybe this one is just a regular, like a Swiss cheese type of duck because it's just got holes all over it.
Anyways, well, this is a movie podcast, so we can switch gears here.
The Mighty Ducks.
You held up a lot of I've never seen that movie, first time watching.
Me neither.
You held up a lot of Blu-rays in the intro, and I held up a lot of ducks. But back to movies. Did you buy any movies in the last couple of weeks? Because it's been like what 3 weeks since we've done a podcast episode, and there was a couple that didn't even recognize when you held that up.
Really?
I don't know. I am stupid, so I could have just
No,
forgotten.
no, no. We won't do that. Let me grab the other one that I got. So yeah, recently I did purchase some films.
Oh boy.
I'll share them with you if you'd like. So the first one I got, you actually, Spencer convinced me to get this one because we never see it on physical media, and it's like one of the best picture winners ever. Kramer versus Kramer, Dustin
Yeah.
Hoffman, Meryl Streep, and that little kid who ended up being in Boy Meets World. Love this movie. If you are a child of divorce, this will hit you right in the wrong spot.
And if you've never seen Kramer versus Kramer, I mean, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, just watch it. It's a great movie.
It's a
You'll love it.
fantastic movie. Meryl
You'll
Streep
cry.
wins an Oscar for it.
That poor kid. Oh my god.
I know, like when he says, "Well, where are all my toys gonna be?" That's when the tears just start going. I'm like, "Oh no, I understand, my friend. I understand."
Well, it'll be nice for you
Um,
to be able to put on whenever you feel like sobbing. So nice.
oh, oh, and it's easy too. It happens within the first like 30 minutes. Um, Second one comes from Paramount Presents, one of the greatest comedies of all time,
Oh, bold statement. Airplane.
Airplane.
Yeah,
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
that's a given for sure.
A
One of the
hospital,
best.
what is it? Oh, it's a big building with lots of patients, but that's not the point. Yeah, no, like you showed me this a long time ago, and then I just had to have it because it's so easy to just throw on and get chuckles out of.
It's amazing.
Um, and nothing's better than when the woman starts playing the guitar and then she unplugs the IV, and that little
It's
kid
way
just like,
too into the song. Yeah.
she starts pretending like, yeah, that's great. That's great. Um, the third one on the
My God.
Criterion collection, which might be my favorite Robert Altman movie. I've seen The Player, I've seen Nashville, I've seen Three Women. That might be it, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But it's McCabe and Mrs. Miller.
That was the one I was referring to when I said that I didn't recognize one of the titles you held up. Okay. Warren
Yeah,
Beatty, Julie Christie. I've never seen it.
it's
And
based.
you've seen it?
I have, and
Okay.
it's basically about Warren Beatty he's like a gambler, and he wants to start a saloon up in this like mining town in the middle of the woods, and he tries buying some local women to like be prostitutes, and Julie Christie is like the head of this like whorehouse basically, and so she comes up and teams up with Warren Beatty to get this thing started and have like a legitimate business. But some mining companies want to come in and spoil all the fun.
Well, that sounds very interesting. I will add it to my watch list and maybe watch it in the next 25 years. Okay, moving on. Before we get into some movie news, let's do this is probably going to be like the last challenge update that we do until we actually do the reveal at the end of the year. So let's just give a quick little update on where you and I are, at least on our 2025 movie challenge that we set back in January for all of us. My challenge was to watch 300 movies. I am at 214.
Okay.
I'm in September. I think I'm doing just fine. I think I'm totally going to hit that because we are also getting into the awards season. I'll probably be going to the movies like at least once a week because there's a lot of big
Screener
movies
season.
coming out and I got screeners coming. So I'm pretty sure I will be able to hit 300 no problem. It's really going to be like how much more am I going to do beyond 300? So we'll see. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident that I will be able to hit it, which will be cool. I've never watched this amount of movies in 1 year ever. But then again, like I look at some other people's Letterboxd stats of the year. Some people are at like 600 and like 800. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? But like, I know that there's a lot of them
I
like short
question that.
films.
I
Yes,
question that.
maybe, yeah. But then again, like I don't question that. I'm sure there's a lot of unemployed people out there that are just watching movies all day long. So I also believe that, because yeah, we're both fully employed and have lives outside of this. So it's like this isn't our full life. Like we're not paid to watch movies like some other people are. So
You can
uh,
hire us though if you
by all
want to do
means,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
open.
quit my job.
I pretty much do this as if I am getting paid. But yeah, no, I'm feeling good though. 214 at the end of September with 3 months to go of the year. Yeah, I think I'm doing just fine. So
Hell yeah.
how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm at 38 out of 50. So I'm
Oh, easy.
almost at the home stretch. Yeah, I've
Yep.
kind of taken a little break. I've been having a hard time finding other countries though, so I may have to dabble in Letterbox Plus or whatever it's called just to get some ideas because what Google is kind of limited when you ask it stuff. Like I'll type in movies from this country and it'll give me a list. But then every time I go looking for them, they're never streaming anywhere. And so it makes it kind of hard. But I've got most of the major countries that you can think of that have produced movies, a couple that are kind of random ones that you wouldn't expect. But yeah, I think I'll be fine. If I wanted to, I could probably have it done by the end of October, but why rush it? You know, just having
Yeah.
fun with it.
Yeah. So I think you and I are going to hit our goal, no problem. I don't even know if it's going to be like who's going to hit that first. I think you could easily hit like 50 movies like by next week if you wanted to. Probably that
True.
might be a stretch, but
I
like
won't, but
you got
true.
12 movies to watch. I have what 86.
86.
Yeah, I got a little bit more to do.
You're watching 3 a day, and I'm
Yeah.
just taking my time.
Anyways, and yep. So that's where we are in our movie challenge. I'm already kind of thinking about what I might want to do next year. I have a few
Same.
ideas that I'm floating around that I'm actually kind of getting excited about. So, yeah, stay tuned to a podcast coming at the end of the year where we finally get to talk about our movie challenge and how it went for all of us, and yeah, all that fun stuff. So, yeah, all right. Want to get into some movie news?
Nope.
Okay, well, too bad.
This is movie news.
News. All right.
Peter?
Well, the first bit of movie news that we are definitely going to have to discuss here. There's been a crazy casting call going out all summer long for a massive movie that's going to come out in theaters in the next couple of years. It's for a really big role, and they finally have cast it. Do you wanna talk about this here?
So it's not Bond. I know that.
Okay, it's not Bond.
Because I saw a news thing that was like he
I
hasn't
almost
quite picked it yet.
I almost brought that up to talk about. Just basically, they'd be like, they're gonna cast an unknown, so it's not gonna be who we want it to be.
Which
All of our
sucks
choices
because
are gone, but
yeah.
it makes the most sense. Like that is kind of like what you have to do if you're gonna go in a whole new direction. Yeah, just do unknown. That makes the most sense. But
Can I
yeah, go
get
ahead.
like one hint? Is this like a well-known
This
franchise?
is a
Is
very
this
well-known franchise, and there's probably been like 12 movies on this. Some of them were straight to VOD, or straight to DVD, whatever. But yeah.
oh shit, straight to
Yikes.
DVD.
Yeah. Well, anyways, they have finally found the next Air Bud. They cast Charlie and Summer. More than 5,000 dogs were auditioned for this role of Air Bud Returns.
Dang.
So this is the first look at Charlie and Summer, who are going to be taking on the iconic role of Air Bud.
They're both Air Bud?
Yeah, I believe they're both gonna be Air Bud, which is interesting because they're both very different.
Very
The one on the
different.
left is a lot lighter in color. The one on the right is more darker in color. The one on the right has more like kind of a traditional golden look to him, especially with that backlighting on him. Like, look at that. That is just majestic. And the left one, he's got more of like a cream color to him with a little more whiter snout. So I wonder if maybe it is going to be like siblings, or there are going to be two. That would
Or
be
if
interesting.
Summer's like a younger Bud and it
So
will lean into
yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. Plot details are under wraps. Very strict lockdown, so we can't know anything about the plot details here. Just that it's the first look here of Charlie and Summer.
I hope they play in like a stadium in front of thousands of people
Right.
and their owner gets hurt out on the floor and
Whoa.
they run out of substitutions and so the dog jumps out onto the floor and starts dunking it. That'd be sweet.
The dog performs open heart surgery. Yeah. No, anyways, this is like the first Air Bud movie that's ever going to be in theaters. I think all of them have been direct to DVD, but they've been pretty profitable. I think they have sold a lot of copies. So this is going to be the first test of like, hey, let's throw it in theaters and let's see if we can make some money here. I mean, everyone loves dogs, right? Yeah. So,
Hell yeah, man.
anyways, that is the first look at Air Bud Returns.
I'll check it out.
However, there was some actual casting news that I thought was interesting that we can maybe gloss over just a little bit. Did you know that they're going to remake Miami Vice?
I don't even really know much about Miami Vice.
I don't know much about it either. I've only seen half of the movie with Michael Mann and Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx, Miami Vice, that came out in like 2005-ish. There's a whole TV show, obviously, in the 80s. Never saw it. But Joseph Kosinski, who directed Tron Legacy, he did Top Gun Maverick, and he also did the F1 movie. He is going to make his own remake of Miami Vice, which I think is a really interesting choice. I think it would be shot very well and look cool. But it looks like they may have found the casting for it, the two leads. I don't know how accurate this is, but supposedly they got Glenn Powell and Michael B. Jordan attached. Which, like, I mean, yeah, they're like the two like of that age range, like cool, hip, like charismatic guys that are. It's a very like fan casty choice, I think.
That's what
Having
it
these
feels
two
like.
guys. So I'm like, is this maybe too good to be true? We'll see. I mean, Glenn Powell's been in Top Gun Maverick, so he has a relationship already with the director. Michael B. Jordan, I don't think has done anything else with this director, but I think this is just a very obvious choice as like who you'd want for a Miami Vice remake. And I think this is great. I know you don't like Glenn Powell at all, though, so I know you're instantly like,
maybe Running Man will change me because I saw the trailer for that and I was like, oh, that does look kind of cool.
It looks like so much fun.
I love Michael B. Jordan though.
Yeah.
Like Creed, Fruitvale Station.
There's this year, massive year for him.
Then of course he was uh God, what was the villain in Black Panther?
His name?
Yeah, it
Isn't
was
it Killmonger?
Killmonger. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, this could be very successful. I just know zero about it.
Yeah, same. I just think this is a very, like I said, like kind of like a fan cast of like who could be in Miami Vice with Joseph Kosinski directing, and yeah, Glenn Powell and Michael B. Jordan. If it's true, I think this will do very well. I think it'll be a lot of fun. But
In 2 years.
we will see in 2 years. Yeah. So, anyways, I thought that was interesting. I don't know how real it is though, so it might
You never
be
know.
completely fake.
It could end up being Jacob Tremblay and I don't know.
Jacob Tremblay. Why
You
would it
know,
be Jacob Tremblay? No.
and Peter Dinklage. They
Oh,
can
perfect.
revitalize Toxic Avenger.
That's a wild pairing, but I love it. Okay.
Hey, it worked once.
Speaking of some wild cast pairings, we have the Social Network sequel coming out soon. This is one of your stories that you want to talk about. But this is really interesting because there's always been a rumor of like, oh, are they going to do a Social Network too? Because so much has happened since the first movie and where we are in 2025 and with Facebook. I mean, that whole company itself, just like the controversies it's been in, how much like more mainstream it's become. I mean, everything. So they could easily do like two more movies and a miniseries if they really wanted to on Mark Zuckerberg and the whole Facebook journey. So it's finally announced that, yeah, they are going to do the Social Network 2. It's now called The Social Reckoning. It'll be in theaters October 9th, 2026. So that's coming up very soon. So they are probably going to start rolling cameras the next couple of months here. But they have rounded out the cast here. They have Jeremy Strong replacing Jesse Eisenberg playing Mark Zuckerberg. They have Mikey Madsen. They have Jeremy Allen White and I already said Jeremy Strong, but Bill Burr is also added to the cast as well. And this is going to be directed by Aaron Sorkin, who wrote the first Social Network movie. Obviously, David Fincher directed it, but Aaron Sorkin is going to write and direct The Social Reckoning. So, yeah, what do you think of this whole sequel for The Social Network?
I'm curious because The Social Network is a fantastic movie and it really brings you down to earth on how one of the biggest social media platforms got started and all the controversy behind it and how it originally started as kind of a dating guys girls choice type of thing, but I'm intrigued to see how it's going to do it in like what is it, 10, 15 years since the original
Right.
or since the first one. So Facebook's definitely not the same. Like I hardly ever go on Facebook anymore. And so like I was just scrolling through and I'm like, there's so many ads and games and all this stuff. Like, was this Zuckerberg's plan all along? Or I'm just
They
intrigued to
became
see what
sellouts. Yeah.
I'm excited to see what he or what they're going to portray as him thinking of his creation. Like he created the monster. Now, what is he thinking now that it's run rampant? Like,
Yeah.
what is does he regret it? Does he stick with it? That's what I'm interested in because Facebook always has been baffling and I've fallen off the Facebook wagon for a long time.
So apparently, the Social Reckoning is going to be inspired by a series of articles called the Facebook Files. It was tied to the company's own reports on negative effects its social media was having on teens and kids, how it knew misinformation was being spread around, and also causing violence, and how it contributed to the 2021 U.S. Capitol insurrection. So they are really going to go full like how this has impacted our world today, which they kind of need to do because yeah, Facebook has been played a huge role in that, and it's just funny because like that's what I don't think I'll offend anyone when I say this, but that's mainly what all the boomers use these days is just Facebook. I mean, it started with like us in middle school, like all like getting on Facebook, and it's like high school, college kids, and then all of a sudden all the parents found out and the grandparents, and then they just took over, and now it's their app. That's how I look at Facebook now.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want to check in and see how my mom's friends are doing, then I go on Facebook and I'll find out. Like, 100% that's what it is for me, at least. But with the whole story of like replacing Jesse Eisenberg, that kind of bums me out, because Jesse Eisenberg, I thought, was phenomenal in The Social Network, and he got nominated for an Oscar for it. He didn't win, but I think he was close to possibly winning. He may have been like the second or third pick that year. He just gave a phenomenal performance, and also losing David Fincher as the director. I mean, The Social Network right here that I'm holding up, the Blu-ray. This is one of those movies that I would actually say is a perfect movie. Like, I don't say that word a lot, that sentence a lot. This is one of those rare movies where this is a perfect movie. The directing, the acting, the score, the cinematography, the editing, everything about this movie is just flawless. So there's no way the sequel will ever come close to that. So I just already have to have those like guardrails up a little bit and just kind of go into this as just this is its own new thing. So that's why I'm kind of fighting myself a little bit, like, oh, I kind of wish the Jesse Eisenberg was coming back, but now having that separation, I think, might be helpful. So seeing like Jeremy Strong in that role as Mark Zuckerberg, and I mean, Mark Zuckerberg does not look like a young Jesse Eisenberg anymore. I
No,
mean,
no,
he
no, no,
looks
no.
more like a thumb these days. So I think Jeremy Strong is a perfect choice for that. So,
If anything, I feel like Mark Zuckerberg now looks more like Jesse Eisenberg because he's got the curlyish blonde hair and he's kind of, well, he's still skinny, but like he does jujitsu and stuff like
yeah,
that. It will be cool seeing maybe just a different approach to an older Zuckerberg. Not a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
older. It's only a 15-year difference, but he started
And
Facebook in college and then it's become an empire and now he's in his 30s. And what's he think of it? Is he happy with the success that he's gotten, or is he kind of
well, I don't think the
troubled with all
movie's
the
gonna
controversy?
explore that though. I think the movie is gonna be more like almost like a courtroom drama. That's my guess.
Yeah,
So
I
I'd
just
be
then
surprised if
just
we
call it
actually
social justice. like
there you go.
then if they want to get into that, but I'm just
We'll see.
interested in the character himself and less about
Yeah.
Facebook. But I you don't always get what you want.
Yeah. So we'll see. That is coming out in a year. That's crazy. October 9th, 2026. So that is coming very soon. And Mikey Madsen, we didn't really mention her, but I can't wait to see what other role she's going to be doing next. I think this probably be her next role after Honora, because this is coming out so soon. But yeah, maybe another, hey, best supporting actress. We'll see. That'd
Ooh,
be fun.
that'd be
Okay, moving
sick.
on to the last movie news story here. We had our first trailer for Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride. This played for me before One Battle After Another in IMAX. Did this trailer play for you before One Battle After Another? No, it did
It
not.
did not. No, I can't even remember the trailers anymore because I don't
Interesting.
pay attention as much just because I don't want to get like spoiled for
Well,
stuff.
I specifically remember that they played this one in IMAX because when the trailer ended, there's always that little like brief like 10 seconds of silence where you kind of hear people like munching on popcorn or talking. And the second this trailer ended, there's that silence period, and then all of a sudden just the people behind me, this old couple, well, that looks awful. It's like, oh great, like thanks for sharing to the whole
Thanks for
theater
your
about what
input.
you
Yeah.
think. Yeah, because
Uh,
I think that looks fucking cool. So that
the
is
last
how I
good movie
actually
you saw was Gone with the Wind. Like, come on.
maybe. But yeah, no, they when they announced this movie, like it just all sounded weird and just strange. Like they're doing like a gothic musical on The Bride. Like what? Like Christian Bale. That's interesting choice for Frankenstein, and Jessie Buckley, who is a phenomenal actress, might even win Best Actress this year. And then the rest of the cast: Penelope Cruz, Jake Gyllenhaal working with his sister, and Peter Skarsgård, her husband, working together. So she's like a little family reunion here too. And it's Warner Brothers remaking the classic Bride of Frankenstein in a new twist with a massive budget. This is another one of Warner Brothers' big swings with like, hey, here's a blank paycheck. Here's a very creative director. Go make your movie and hopefully we'll make money. We'll see. I mean, we've seen that with Mickey 17 this year. We've seen it with Sinners, Weapons, and One Battle After Another so far. These big creative swings that are very auteur driven, but we'll see if they make money. Who knows? and this is another example of that. So, as a big fan of like the classic monsters, what did you think of this kind of new interpretation of The Bride?
So I've avoided the trailer, but I have seen the original Bride of Frankenstein, and it's definitely got a more
Wait, so
romantic. What?
you haven't seen this trailer?
No.
Oh, well, fuck! I thought we were talking about the trailer. Okay, never mind. You just
Oh
want to talk about
no.
the movie itself?
Well, I was just kind of talking about the expectations and
Oh,
what
okay.
was coming,
I
but
was
no,
gonna talk
you're
about how it
good. You're
looks.
good. You're good. You're good. You're good. It doesn't spoil anything for me. I just avoid it so that I don't get like preconceived notions on how to feel about the movie. I like to go into it kind of blind. Um, but I saw Jessie Buckley and was like, I'm in. She's willing to go there to do these things, and I think this is perfect for her. Um, ooh,
I'm not showing you the trailer. Just here's images of it. That's
oh, you're
all.
good, man. Like, see that right there. That's kind of what gets me is she's willing to go there, and just a modern take on this dreadfully sad character. Just something that's created that doesn't realize what's been going on and is trying to figure it, almost like Poor Things in a
That's
way
what the
that
trailer reminded me of as a very gothic, but like different tone of Poor Things. But then that is like the Frankenstein story, anyways.
but her
Yeah,
performance is going to be the thing that drives it, I think, because Elsa Lanchester in the original is fantastic, very much like a scared puppy that's learning all these things in real time about light and electricity and love and all that stuff. Um, and she looks like she's willing to go there. And when I saw Annette Bening and Christian Bale, it's like,
yeah, it's got a
I'm good.
big cast
I'm good.
attached to it.
Let's
Yeah,
go for it. Like
I
I'll
don't know. I mean, I actually would be more interested to hear like what you thought of the trailer, because it looked way different than what I thought it was going to be in terms of like the execution of the trailer. But we'll see. I mean, I don't think it'll make money. I think it'll probably bomb. I think critically, I think it might do like 60-70% Rotten Tomatoes. I think it'll probably divide a lot of people because it just looks very much like a creative swing. And Maggie Gyllenhaal, she's only made one movie before. It was like The Lost Daughter on Netflix.
yeah.
Did you see it?
I didn't. No, I
Okay.
thought she made the kindergarten teacher back in the day, but
I
that
think
was
she
she was
she was
just
just in it.
starting it. Yeah.
So this is like her second movie with a really big budget and like a very kind of known IP. So I don't feel like I know her style quite yet. So this one I think will showcase that. So I'm very curious about it. I will definitely see it. It has a release date of March 4th, 2026. So it's not even this year. It's going to be a spring movie. So yeah, we'll see how The
I'm,
Bride is
I'm
when that comes out.
kind of hoping it's like dreamy in a way because that's what I imagine this character's kind of persona and world to be. It's new. It's like a newborn, so everything is just kind of over stylized because they're seeing this world for the first time. So I can imagine like weird cinematography, but I think it will fit with the story. But then you'll get those people that are like, "Oh, do we need to remake this movie from almost 100 years ago?" Um, and then there's just the haters out there. It's like, well, I hate on it. Let them
like
try
like
if
like the
they're willing to.
people sitting behind me in the movie theater, the old
Well,
couple.
they
Well,
probably
that
won't
wasn't
even
so
make it to
awful.
see the movie, so I'm not worried about what they're thinking. But if they're willing to put the money into it and dedicate a cast, I'm gonna give it a shot. If it had
Mhm.
like like Annette Bening and then just some other not really known people, might not care as much. But with Jessie Buckley playing the bride, I'll see it.
All
I'll
right.
see it. You pulled my leg.
So that is the movie news for this episode. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of the Airbud casting. Let us know what you think of the Bride trailer. Nate didn't even see it, but did you see it? Let us know. All right.
Now
So
I
moving
feel bad.
on.
I'm gonna go watch it.
No. There's no time. We aren't going to do Nate's choice this episode because it's usually better with 3 people. That way we can have like a deciding factor if there's a split decision. So instead, we're going to do a little Letterboxd confessions here. I don't have a needle drop for it, so in the meantime, we're just going to play this.
Ha
All
I
right,
like
Letterboxd
it.
confession. There we go. So give me a year.
a year. Okay.
A year.
2000.
2016. Sorry, from 2025 to 2016.
Okay. 2019.
2019, and then give me a month.
July.
July of 2019. All right. So a Letterboxd confession, what we do is we give each other a year and a month, like you just saw. And now I scroll down to July of 2019 on Nate's Letterboxd. And we're going to pull it up so we can all take a look to see what he watched that month. And I'm just going to say right now, July is a pretty big month of movie watching for you. You watched a lot of movies this month.
I'm
So
still
it's actually
navigating
I have to go to
Letterboxd.
a second page to get the first 2. So let's take a look here. So on the first page here, Cabaret and Fatal Attraction you watched on the same day, July 2nd, 2019. Really
Yeah.
loving Fatal Attraction, giving that a 4.5 out of 5. So that's pretty cool. And then July right here, this is your whole month of movies. You watched a lot of stuff, and of course, given your track record, the lowest grade is a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
So, nothing you didn't like besides The Man Who Fell to Earth, a 3 out of 5. That's like a D- to you. So all right, so out of all these movies that you watched in July, is there any movie here that stands out?
Harold and Maude.
Harold and Maude. Was
This
this
is
the
the
first
first time
watch?
I believe it is.
Okay. Giving it a 4 out of 5. That's
Yeah, man.
interesting because I feel like we did a podcast episode on this years later and during lockdown. And I think you gave it like a 5 out of 5.
I may have. It's possible. My
Okay.
taste changes. This was when I was going through the phase of, I'm trying to get some of those out of print criterions.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and you
And
have
this-
that, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And because I had gotten this, and then soon after I may have watched Nashville because I had gotten that one as well. But I just because I love Ruth Gordon because she was in Rosemary's Baby, which she won an Oscar for. And so I was interested in seeing her in this because I'd always heard Harold and Maude. And I'm like, I have no idea what it's about. But it's basically just about this kid who's obsessed with death and dying. He's always doing these elaborate pranks on his mom of him hanging or floating in a pool or whatever.
So you did rewatch it April 5th, 2022, and you stuck with your 4 out of 5. So 3 years
okay.
later, you did rewatch it and gave it the same grade.
Yeah, and maybe if I watched it now, it would go up. But it was just one of those times where I'm like, oh, I spent a lot of money on this Blu-ray itself. I should probably get my money's worth, and so I've watched it twice. Maybe if I watch it one more time, I'll get my price back.
I instantly fell in love with this movie. I watched it years later. That was around the more 2022 time when you rewatched it because we watched it for the podcast. And yeah, I loved it. I thought it was so funny. It was so dark. It was so weird and different and just charming. And it also set me down a huge deep dive of Cat Stevens. Huge fan of him. So yeah, that was a fun time. But the one that I guess stands out for me for your list is you gave Midsummer 5 out of 5 on a first watch, July 3rd, and that was the day the movie came out. That is the release date of the film. I had to check. So you went and saw Midsummer in theaters, and you fell right in love with it. 5 out of 5.
I did.
Do you still look at Midsummer that fondly?
No, I still look at it fondly, but I don't want to say it's a 5 out of 5 perfect movie because
you've watched it once or twice.
I've seen it a couple times since.
Okay.
It's just so unique and original as far as daytime horror, folk horror, the way they show gore. This is where I really got introduced to Florence Pugh after fighting with my family.
Mm-hmm.
And it just has a really good cast. I just remember there being some parts, some lulls in the story where I was like, okay, we could speed this up a little bit. There were some characters that I didn't really care for, like the Josh character, who's there doing like his like college grad course on this commune. Um, but yeah, no, I remember seeing it in theaters and being shocked at the beginning, at the opening, because I had no fucking idea what was going on. And then it just cuts to her just screaming and sobbing as the camera just zooms out this snowy window and it just says A24 presents an Ari Aster film. I was like, ooh,
Yeah, and
get chills just thinking about it.
all right, so I'm pulling up my list here for July of 2019. These are the movies that I watched. A lot less than you, but a couple of carryovers, like A Man Called Ove, The Interview, Midsummer, and Fatal Attraction, and Cabaret. We must have been doing the podcast around this time
Did you
because
watch The General? Did we do that for an episode?
I think we did. We must. Well, I mean, I don't know if we were recording podcasts at the time, but we were at least like giving each other movies to watch and all
Yeah,
trying to like talk about it on like Messenger or
dice
something. So
rolls.
yeah. I don't even remember this movie, The Interview. Like I just pulled it up to look at it. I don't have a single memory of this movie, but we watched it and I gave it a 2.5. I
Did
don't
I
know what
watch
it
it?
is. Yeah, it was on your list. I was
Are you sure?
yeah. It was 100%. It was on your list. Um, I was just really confused on like what that was. But I mean, I guess to piggyback off of Midsummer, I mean, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I was a little let down by it. I remember going to see it in theaters. I think it was in Atlanta around the time. And I think I was just expecting it to be more like Hereditary, and it was just really different. But I haven't revisited it since. I've only seen it once. And it's been a movie that I definitely would love to check out again. I don't know how much my opinion would change on it, but we'll see.
I remember The Interview.
Yeah, okay.
It's all I remember was Hugo Weaving being interrogated the whole movie.
Yeah, but you give it a 3.5.
And I'm looking at it right now, and it's a duel between a suspected murderer and a detective pressed by people who want results. I faintly remember this.
I don't. I have no memory of this movie
I just
whatsoever.
remember Hugo Weaving being relatively young, like it's 98, and him just being pressed and people needing to like record this interview with this serial killer and or supposed and then like having to switch out film and
Mhm.
cool, I guess. Like
I don't
I
know.
totally forgot. Yeah.
There you go. Letterboxd Confession. If you let enough time go by, you will actually blank out movies from your memory, as we just attested to. So yeah,
Mhm.
there you go. All right, get into some new releases here. My dogs are going crazy upstairs. Let's get that song going.
Dogs.
Winston.
Yes, the new releases. Yes, the new releases. Yes, the new releases. Yes, the new releases.
All right. Well, it's been a couple of weeks since we have talked about some new releases here, so we have a good amount to go through. So why don't we talk about a movie that both of us have seen? Let's go with The Long Walk.
Mhm.
Boom. The
Okay.
Long Walk.
I'm
Directed by
in.
Francis Lawrence, behind the Hunger Games movies and I Am Legend. Has a really big cast: Cooper Hoffman, David Johnson, Charlie Plummer, Ben Wayne, Mark Hamill, Roman Griffin Davis, Judy Greer. Basically, like the next like up and coming young actors. This is a huge showcase for them. Everyone is fantastic here, but based on a Stephen King novel that I think he wrote when he was 19 at University of Maine. He wrote this story or came up with it, and it was one of the first books or novels that he ever wrote and published. And they finally made a film adaptation of it. Want to tell everyone what this movie is about?
Yeah, so The Long Walk, it takes place in a dystopian alternative America that's ruled by a totalitarian regime 50 boys take part in a deadly annual walking contest, forced to maintain a minimum pace or be executed until only one survivor remains. Awesome. I just hearing that, not even knowing it's Stephen King, that just sounds awesome. Just like a battle of wills. Like who's willing to continue? Who's willing to live and fight through the pain, the suffering to make it to the end of the long walk?
Yeah, and of course, Francis Lawrence ears perked up when he heard that there was a script going around where more children were going to get brutally murdered and senseless deaths, and he's like, "Oh, wait, let me direct it." So, of course, Francis Lawrence is back, doing something like that. Yeah, when I saw the trailer for this movie, it played in front of most movies I went and saw this summer. So I saw the trailer a bunch of times, and every time I saw the trailer, I'm like, "Okay, yeah, it looks interesting, but how far can you really go with that premise?" Like, it didn't really seem like it could be like a feature length movie. Because essentially is yeah, it's 50 kids. They walk until there's one remaining person. Everyone's gonna die at some point. So you're just kind of like, all right, I think it's pretty clear who's gonna be the remaining people, if not the remaining two. So I was going into it like I wasn't the most anticipated for it, but I was just like, all right, like let's just see what the Stephen King adaptation is gonna do. And I will say I really, really liked it. I really got behind just the conversations and the dynamic of the group. That is what held this whole movie together and and pushed the concept into making it like a feature length movie, because anytime they were kind of having those walkie talks getting to know each other, I found myself being like, this is really reminiscent of like Stand By Me. And I really like this vibe. So I appreciated that a lot, that they were kind of going for that old school classic Stephen King like hangout vibe that you don't really get to see that often with like a group of boys and uh people that are all kind of struggling with their own stuff. So the cast and the group dynamic is what really worked for me in this movie.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that once it started, I felt like I was on the long walk too, because no one, like some stop, but it never, because you always have that overwhelming sense that someone's right behind you with a gun to the back of your head. So you always have that. And then something that I wasn't even thinking about when I first went into the movie, you're walking like this. Are you going to take a shit? How are
Yeah,
you going to like
that's
ration your
answered.
food? And
How are you gonna sleep?
exactly. And that's because my supervisor at work, he read this book. And so he knows, because it takes place in Maine in the book.
Right.
They start in Caribou and they will like walk down. Where this is a little different. It's one from each state and they
It's not
all have
really
a number.
disclosed exactly where they are either. It's all
Yeah.
just kind of like this dystopian like landscape and like poverty stricken world that these guys are living in. Although they walk through Freeport at one point in the movie, where I'm
Yeah, they
like,
do.
that's interesting. Okay, that's
Hmm.
fun. Um, yeah, no,
But we're in the state that the main character is Cooper Hoffman. What's his character's Raymond Garrity. He's number 47. He's the one that we're kind of following as the main character, but you could also say that McVrees is also a main
right,
character, the good friend. Um, but yeah, it was the conversations and seeing how the relationships build over time, but then also seeing how they crash and burn. There
right.
was a scene with the Charlie Plummer's character, and he was making fun of a kid for maybe possibly being gay. Who knows? Um, it's beside the point. But he taunts him so much that something happens, and it's heartbreaking because you don't realize what these people are willing to do and if they care or not. And it really leads to some moral dilemmas, some really bad name calling that might not sound bad, but when you're getting called something that his character is being called and you don't know how to handle it, it just you see the camaraderie between these guys. You see relationships build. You see them kind of separate because of stuff that's said. And they all have their own goals. They all want to make it to the end. It's just
But they also
what,
they don't want anyone to die either. So like
yeah,
anytime
they're
someone's getting close to like
encouraging.
getting their ticket, they're like, no, like let's rally together to try to get him to stop. I mean, besides the Charlie Plummer character, I mean, he was despicable. Gary, yeah.
Yeah, he did one of the worst things, and McVrees lets him know the whole time,
Oh yeah.
and it seeing just them drop off. You don't have to see all of them getting shot. There's some times where you'll see them in the background kind of collapse, and they focus right on Hoffman,
Yeah.
and then you just see them
Yeah.
fall in the background. So it doesn't focus on all of them, but you
But
get
like,
the idea.
but when they do show it, it is
Brutal.
visceral and it is graphic. I mean, the first kid, I mean, played by the fucking Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo
guy.
Rabbit kid.
I know,
Oh,
like the fucking most adorable little kid. Just gets his fucking spoiler, just jaw just shot completely off, and the camera it lingers on that shot too for like a couple beats, and it's you feel that gut punch. It's like, oh, this is real. Like they're killing them. I mean, not really, but like it feels the
He's never
stakes
gonna
are
act
there in
again.
the movie where it's like, oh god, like they're not fucking around. Like they're gonna be brutally killed. And so that tension was always there throughout the film, and it's actually been funny since it's been like a couple of weeks since I've seen the movie, and I take my dog for 2 walks a day at least, and so I'm always thinking like, am I walking fast enough to not get shot or get a warning? Am I going 3 miles per hour? I don't know, because I've heard that they dropped it back to 3 miles per hour because the book was 4 or 5. It was a little like faster.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah. So it makes a little bit more sense. But no, I mean, I thought this was a really solid post-apocalyptic Stephen King thriller that, like I said, kind of channeled some old school Stand By Me Stephen King vibes, which makes sense because he wrote them the story so long ago. But I felt like the movie did a good job of kind of keeping true to that. So I really appreciated that. And I thought the cast was just absolutely phenomenal. We didn't really talk too much about David Johnson, but like he will win an Oscar one day. He is phenomenal in everything that he's been in since I watched him. What was the movie he came in? It was a Sundance film. Oh, Rye Lane. He was great in that film. It's a little British film that's shot very uniquely. It has like a lot of wide angle shots and track and stuff. It's a very cool kind of like 80-minute hangout movie. And then he obviously crushed it in Romulus, and he has The Long Walk.
Oh, he was the android brother or
Yeah,
whatever.
and he was a scene
okay.
stealer in Alien Romulus.
Yeah,
And he's a scene stealer here as well. He is just phenomenal. And also Ben Wayne. He was great in this movie. He plays Hank Olsen. He was also in the newest Karate Kid movie, which I haven't seen yet, but he's kind of blowing up right now. So he was really, really good in this too. And Cooper Hoffman, I mean, you can tell that he is the son of a acting legend because he is great here as well. So cast is excellent. Mark Hamill did overcook it for me. I thought he was just kind of annoying after a while. I was like, all right, yeah, just you feel a little miscast here, but whatever. But yeah, I really liked it. I went 3.5 out of 5 because I don't think I'm gonna see it again. Like I kind of like I got it. It didn't make me like think about it all that much besides the whole like I wonder if I'm walking 3 miles per hour right now on my walks with my dog. I don't know, like it didn't have a really big impact on me the way maybe some other films have this year, but I still really liked it, so I went 3.5, which might sound really low to you, but it's like it's a great grade for me. I really enjoyed it.
Okay,
Just probably watching it a lot.
Yeah, see, and that's the opposite for me. When you brought up Stand By Me, this has a lot of the things that I loved about Stand By Me, and it was just kind of the friendship building and the conversations. It was a little long, I thought, for the premise, but I didn't think about it too much because I was so invested in the characters. My favorite character, I think, I don't remember his number or his name, but I think it was Tut Nayut. He played.
Oh yeah. Arthur Baker, number
Yes,
6.
him. He was just such a breath of fresh air when you were watching all these kids. At some point, they were all fighting with each other, and even McBreeze and Garrity, they kind of bickered back and forth, like with not having a lot of sleep and trying to keep each other up and just kind of losing faith. But then they would just talk it out and be like, "We get it, man. We know what's going on." And they have the conversation about each other's wishes and if they're morally right and if that's something that he needs to overcome. Just those types of conversations I like because they develop the characters through words. Um, so I actually went significantly higher. I went 4.5 out of 5. They
Big.
walk so far, but I was never bored because I'm always like, who's going next? You never know who's going to go next. And it's always different, whether you're dying of dysentery and needing to shit, or you're trying to leave because people think they can get
Or
away.
you roll your ankle and you still walk another like 100
Oh my God, that
miles.
was killer.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was.
Or
Yeah.
you are like, you know what? I'm just going to put all my cards on the table and I'm going to try to take that gun from somebody.
Yep.
And, they're willing to go to these drastic measures, having to deal with
Explode.
guilt. And got to the end of the movie and I was just like, what's going to happen here? Who's going to be? Like, I wasn't 100% sure.
Okay. All right. That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah. I had a really strong inclination it was going to go the direction it went in, and it did. So I was maybe a little like, okay. Like, I wasn't as surprised as maybe I felt like I could have been, but that's also partly me because I'm always trying to think like, oh, like what's it gonna do now? Like what I'm trying to be one step ahead. And so when movies aren't and they go a different direction, I tend to appreciate and love those movies more. That's just a weird thing for me, but I've noticed it.
I kept convincing myself, like I would try and talk myself into thinking, oh, one person was gonna make it. But then I'm like, well, they were having conversations like this, and this is what they're fighting for. So maybe it's not them. And so I was just having inner monologues in my head trying to figure it out. When it happened, I was like, okay, I'm kind of glad that it went this way. Some stuff with the final wish that I didn't necessarily care for due to conversations that happened during the walk, but it paled in comparison to the rest of the movie for me. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5. I had a great time. I could watch this again.
Yeah.
Just not because of the brutality and everything behind it, but because of the conversations and the topics that come up throughout. I thought it felt very Stand By Me. And I thought that their relationship, the two leads, this might be kind of stereotypical. It felt like Andy Dufresne and Red from Shawshank Redemption, just this one guy who has a lot of hope and this other one that's kind of from the wrong side who's trying to just be the friend and help in this tough situation. So
yeah. All right. Well, that was The Long Walk. I didn't go see this other film, but you went and saw it last week. Him came out, directed by Justin Tipping, produced by Jordan Peele. That was very heavy in the marketing to the point where people were actually thinking like, oh, does Jordan Peele have a new movie coming out? Is it him with Marlon Wayans? No, but Jordan Peele produced it because he didn't get weapons, so he got this instead. So he didn't direct it though, but marketing people, calm the fuck down, because you just raised your hand thinking that, oh yeah, you thought that this was a Jordan Peele movie.
I never watched the trailer.
You went in. So wait, you actually went to this movie like, I'm gonna go see him, directed by Jordan Peele. Like, this
genuinely
is the 4th Jordan Peele. Are you fucking kidding me?
Genuinely.
That is so fucked up.
And when the movie started,
be why people fucking hate this movie so much. Because when this movie was coming out, all the reviews started to drop. 2.6 Letterboxd, you see that. 28% on Rotten Tomatoes with like a 40% audience score. Like, people were ripping this movie apart. It was very similar to other Marlon Wayans movies that tend to release. one that I even worked on. So this was going to be like, oh, this is like Marlon Wayans coming back to doing dramatic work. Jordan Peele's behind it and producing. So maybe like we'll actually get something really cool and unique. It's kind of looking at the football industry. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of messages thrown at us through that. But you went and saw it. And it was a Jordan Peele movie, which is embarrassing. But what did you think?
They don't advertise it
No,
as
I know.
directed by Justin Tipping.
I know.
Who do you think they're going to put in the ads? They're going to put Jordan Peele. And so when people see that, and as you're watching the movie, you're going, yeah, it hits all the beats. It hits the kind of the jump cut to the title card. Different.
He only directed an episode of Joe versus Carol, the Tiger King live action TV show.
But I don't know why this movie's getting hate. If that's the reason why, okay. Because I was sitting there at the end when it popped up and said directed by this guy, and I'm like, what? And I thought it was a joke.
You don't think that we'd be talking about, I mean, you're on this podcast, like, you don't think that we'd be talking about like, oh, a new Jordan Peele movie's coming out?
Well, I'd been seeing like ads and stuff for it, so I figured it was, and like you said, it's been a few weeks since we've done this, so I thought it was enough time for it to kind of be brushed under the rug. What?
Nothing. I just think this is hilarious. I love that you went and saw this thinking that it was a Jordan Peele movie.
And it kind of affected my grade, but not a lot, because
you're not alone here. A lot of people did think that this was a Jordan Peele movie. It's the marketing's fault.
But the thing is, though, is I can look at it now as not a Jordan Peele movie, and I still see a lot of good in this. Like, I think it's for a specific crowd, like for athletes and people who had that dream of becoming great, becoming the GOAT, which is a big thing in this, is becoming the GOAT. And yeah, it's just about this kid named Cameron Cade, grows up watching Isaiah White, the Marlon Wayans character, playing for a football team called the Saviors. His dad grew up loving them, so his whole family was in on it. He's destined to become a savior, but he gets a almost career-ending brain injury, and instead of losing his shot, Marlon Wayans steps in and goes, "Come to my compound, and I'm going to train you and get you to be that number one pick." And a lot of shit happens. It speaks about like toxic athletics, the real price you pay for being great. Like a lot of people talk about LeBron James is the go to basketball, Tom Brady's the go to football, and then you kind of think, well, what else did they do? Like, what was going on at Michigan while Tom Brady was there? Obviously not a lot, because he was a 6th round pick. But LeBron James, did he maybe sell his soul to become great? It's just a weird, wacky take on what could possibly happen with just that Jordan Peele producing side of it. Because it's very brutal. There's lots of blood. There's some creepy moments. There's beautiful symmetry and cinematography, which I was convinced it was Jordan Peele, because I'm like, he's the only one that could make a shot look like this and make it look gorgeous.
Though. A random guy named Justin Tipping can also do that,
and it looks great. Like, I think if you you might not enjoy the story, but it's a beautiful movie to watch, and it makes you think, and it does go very over the top towards the end. But at that point, I was buckled in. I was ready to go. And I was having fun. And I grew up playing sports my entire life. I love them. So seeing this take of the GOAT conversation, I thought was pretty cool.
Okay.
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
All right. Damn.
Marlon Wayans goes from the nicest guy. Like, imagine you meet your hero and they're everything you expect.
He is the nicest guy in real life. Yeah.
But in this, you'll see another side of him where you like, oh, I don't want to piss him off, because he's ripped in this movie. And I'm sure he's ripped anyway, but it's terrifying. And he's like an 8-time champion of this league. He is the definition of GOAT, and he's trying to create the next one.
Yeah.
And the word is create the next one. So
I'll definitely see it, but I mean, I was definitely discouraged seeing all the consensus coming out of like like the 20s and Rotten Tomatoes and the mid 2s on Letterboxd. So I'll see it for sure, probably when it comes to streaming. I just don't think I'll rush to the theater to check this one out. If it was Jordan Peele, I would already have seen this and talked about it with you already, but I knew it wasn't going in, so I was waiting to hear if it was worth it or not, and it sounds like maybe.
Give it
Did
a
you
few
grow up playing
years, it might
sports? Maybe.
become more revered, because it is very extreme and it goes to the limits of what you think
I just
people
feel
would
like
realistically do.
I just feel like I've seen this kind of premise and concept done so many times. I mean, even earlier this year, like a movie called Opus came out, where like it was this like big celebrity that kind of went dark that invited everyone to come to their compound, and there's some weird shit going on. What's going on? I don't know. It feels like I've seen that concept done so many times, where it just kind of seemed like another one of those, but with the sports aspect. But like I said, I will see it. I'm sure it'll be on Peacock in the next month or so, because it's not making any money in the box office or doing too well. So it'll be streaming very soon. So yeah, I'll check it out then. Before we get into the massive movie of the week, one battle after another, I did get a chance to actually go to the Telluride by the Sea Film Festival, which was a couple weeks back. We mentioned it last podcast that I might be attending it and seeing a bunch of potential Oscar films. I did. I went and saw 7 movies. Saw Sentimental Value, Begonia, The Secret Agent, Nouvelle Vague, J. Kelly, La Grazia, and A Private Life. So J. Kelly, The Secret Agent, and Sentimental Value, I think you're going to be seeing those movies a lot when it comes to Oscar season this year. I think Sentimental Value is going to be like a best picture, director, screenplay, actor, actress, supporting actress. Like it'll be there for sure in the big ones. And The Secret Agent, I think it is officially a international selection. So I forget it. I think it's Spain that's submitted it, or Brazil. It's one of the two.
I thought you
think
said it was Italy, or is that another one of these?
so. That was La Grazia, but they
Gotcha.
actually didn't end up selecting it, so it's not going to even be nominated. Which makes sense. I mean, I think there's a lot better movies to put. That's my least favorite from the bunch. But just a huge shout out to Sentimental Value and Begonia. Absolutely love them. They come out in the next month or two. So when they are playing near you in theaters, by all means, seek it out and watch them. If you're fans of Yorgos Lanthimos or if you're a fan of Joachim Trier, you will not be disappointed. You will be treated with another great movie from them. So add those movies to your watch list. And Jay Kelly too. It's coming on Netflix in December. If you love movies, you got to see it. And same with Nouvelle Vague. I mean, even if you
That's
didn't
what
like
I'm excited for.
even if you didn't like Breathless that much, I mean, Richard Linklater is the king of making just hangout movies. And this is a hangout movie of the making of Breathless. Like it is just so much fun. I could have been with them for another 30 more minutes. Like it was just a ton of fun. And I did not realize how much of an absolute, just a weird fucking dude Jean-Luc Godard was, and just how unprepared he really was when it comes to making movies. Like I was shocked, and it was a lot of fun. So
have you seen the 400 Blows?
Not yet, no.
Oh no, that's Francois Truffaut. I'm sorry.
That's his friend, or Francois Truffaut's in the film. I mean, this is almost like an Avengers Endgame of like French people and directors, so it's pretty fun. But yeah, anyways, Sentimental Value and Begonia, add those movies to your watch list and make sure you seek them out when they're playing near you.
4.5.
Really well worth it. Yeah, loved them.
Oh, you didn't care for Private Life.
The Jodie Foster movie, yeah, she was speaking French the whole time. And the thing with that movie is it takes itself very seriously as like a mystery investigation movie. And everything that wasn't a mystery investigation was the most interesting, like her family life and like other aspects to the plot. I was way more invested in. And like then they just kept doing this mystery thing. I'm like, I don't care. And it was also the last movie of the festival, and I was just burnt out. So I was just like,
Yeah,
all right,
I get that.
that's kind of. Anyways, but yeah, let's move on. This is the movie that is in the title. It's the movie that we're going to be discussing here. One Battle After Another. The new Paul Thomas Anderson movie has finally come out after years of anticipating it. Has Leonardo DiCaprio in it, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Regina Hall, Tiana Taylor, bunch of people. Oh, and the film debut of Chase Infinity, which is just a fucking badass name. Yeah, I mean, I was really looking forward to seeing it, and then all of the reviews started to come out, and they were like, "No, like Paul Thomas Anderson may have just made his masterpiece." And then 4.5 on IMDb, 98% Rotten Tomatoes, 8.6 on IMDb. Like, what the fuck? All right, so I went and saw it in IMAX. You obviously went and saw it in your local theater. Just right out of the gate for me, this is like the movie of the last like 5 years for me. Like, I absolutely loved this movie. This is I sent you like that gif of Martin Scorsese with his hands up, and it's just absolute cinema on the bottom. That's just how I felt throughout the whole movie. Like, everything just worked for me with this film. Like, just from the kind of long prologue, like that just moves. Just the editing, it there's not a lull in this movie. It just keeps going and going and going. And like 10 minutes in, I realized like I was witnessing what could be like one of my favorite movies that have come out in the last couple of years. And it just stayed at that level like throughout the whole movie. And it just actually kept like even almost exceeding it too. I was like, I fucking love this movie. Like, I just did not expect to have that kind of reaction with it. I thought I was gonna like it, enjoy it. We've been kind of catching up on all of Paul Thomas Anderson's movies over the last couple of years, and the more and more I watch from him, like the more I really do enjoy. But I haven't been too quick to just throw out like, oh, like 5 out of 5. I absolutely loved it. I mean, I was close with The Master. I think I got like a 4 or 4.5. Punch Drunk Love is one of those that I just absolutely love to give that a 5. But this is the film. Once it ended, I just instantly knew that like this, I just watched one of my favorite movies the last couple of years. Like, this is a master working at like the highest caliber possible, where he has taken everything he's learned through all of the years of making movies and just kind of put all of his cards into this. Just the directing, the acting, the writing, the cinematography, the editing, everything about this movie just sung. Like, for me, I just absolutely loved it. But that's how I feel. How do you feel about One Battle After Another?
It was good.
Yeah, all right.
No, when it first started, I was nervous because I was like, okay, he's obviously getting into the immigration situation that's been going on in America. And I'm sitting there going, is this going to be the whole movie? Like, is this his cry for help type of thing for this? But then when it didn't go to that, I was like, okay, we're kind of jumping in time, figuring out what's going on. And as the movie went on, I kind of realized it was basically a 2 hour, 45-minute cat and mouse in a weird way and in a good way. And you meet these characters right off the bat, and they're so unique. Yeah, Tiana Taylor.
Yeah.
I only know that she was in what was that movie that came out on Netflix?
It was a movie that I was telling you to watch for a long time. Yeah, it was called 1001.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it was
I
one of my
remember her from
screeners for
that.
the Film Independent Spirit Awards. She was nominated for Best Actress, and I voted for her. I thought she was incredible in that movie, and she got cast in this movie like shortly after watching that. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. She's fantastic.
She's
Yeah.
the first thing you see. She's walking on a bridge, and you see her kind of making her way to this meetup point. Then you meet Leonardo DiCaprio. They barge into an immigration checkpoint between the US and Mexico border, and they're trying to save a bunch of people. And then we meet the Best Supporting Actor Oscar winner. I'll say it.
It's gonna happen.
I'll put money on it. Sure, he probably won't be there, but who fucking cares? Sean Penn is one of the scariest motherfuckers in this movie.
Probably
but
didn't
he
know he
doesn't
was
seem like
acting. They just
you
like
wouldn't
showed up and pointed a camera at him, like, "All right, Sean, do your thing."
dressed up all in military and jacked with that haircut,
Yeah,
and he walks with a walk
it's so
that
funny.
if
Oh
he
my
walks
god.
into a room, I would be terrified because this guy just gives no fucks.
He's got like the straightest back possible, but like he almost has like a rock in one of his shoes. So he has this like
Yes,
weird kind of limp, but he's walking with such authority
purpose.
and such like determination where you're just like, all right, like don't get in his way. Like he's got a mission and you just stay clear. Yeah. He
But
commanded the screen.
this movie, you hit all the points, so I'm not going to be redundant by repeating it. But the way this movie looked felt epic. Like there's only certain movies that if you watch them, they have this grand scale to them where every shot could be a painting or a poster or just a picture on the wall.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood kind of felt like that to me. Just
Yep.
like I felt that big, like epic, like scale to it, even though like it was a pretty simple story. And like it's kind of the same here. Like it's a pretty simple story of these ex-revolutionaries trying to get revenge or escape their past. And like you said, like a 2 hour and 40-minute cat and mouse. That's really the movie. And yeah, it is, but presented in like the most fucking incredible style like that I've seen in a while.
And PT does a lot of cool things, and his casting choices were perfect. Their chemistry at the beginning, Tiana Taylor and DiCaprio, you get it. Like they're just nasty lovers that just are part of was it the French 75 or the French 95?
Yeah.
And they are just kind of freedom fighters and revolutionaries, and you don't see a lot of that nowadays. I always hear the word revolutionary, I think of Revolutionary War and kind of people that started our country. But then there's these revolutionaries who are trying to make a difference in current time. But then you see one of them continues to become that and wants to continue doing it. But then the other one realizes that they have a life and they have bigger things going on besides themselves. So they're both making sacrifices. People suffer for it, but it leads to some awesome performances and some truly chilling scenes. Like there's a scene at what would you call it? Not a commune, but like at a
with the nuns, the church.
yes, like it's
Yeah.
not a monastery, but like a
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Out
Yeah.
there, correct me. But and then Sean Penn shows up. I was like nervous. This movie doesn't give you a chance to breathe. Like how you talked about Uncut Gems when it came out, that's how I felt in this, because
100%. Yeah.
I never got the chance to go, oh, okay.
It
we're
doesn't
in a little
let
bit of a
you.
lull.
It
can't.
doesn't. No. Yeah. Everything is so heightened throughout the whole movie. It keeps you invested for the full 2 hours and 40 something minutes that it is. And I absolutely loved watching Leonardo DiCaprio play this like bumbling stoner idiot that smokes a bowl before a parent-teacher conference, that is concerned about what they're teaching in history class, that doesn't remember his codes for the revolutionary, and
some of
he's
the
trying to
best
figure out
dialogue.
the fucking codes of like what time is it? I don't know what you mean. Like it was
And then
so funny. Like his choices that he would make. Like I mean, you kind of, if you've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you kind of know what we're talking about. Like when he has that freak out on in his trailer about like not remembering the lines. He has some freakouts here too when he's just on the phone trying to remember the thing, and like he's just making these choices, and like he closes his eyes and like screams like really silently at one point. I'm like, this is so funny. He is
Sir, I need
channeling
to know
Jeff
what-
Bridges, the dude, in his
need-
own version like of PTA's One Battle After Another, and I loved how bumbling and stupid his character was, but you the whole time like you're right there with him, like you're rooting for him to get there, and like he isn't really like the focus here. There's a lot of things going on, but anytime they cut back to Leo, I was a little bit like, oh phew, like we get a little bit of like lightheartedness here because he's just such a fucking loser in a way. Like it was just so entertaining. And also Benicio del Toro. I haven't really been the biggest fan of him. I will just say that right now. I've always really liked him, but it took until Sicario to me to be like, oh, who's Benicio del Toro? Like, what else has he done? Like, he's really good. But then watching him in this year's the Phoenician Scheme, fucking incredible. And now this, him playing like that sensei Sergio, whatever his name is, that is just super calm. He's always collected. He knows what to do. He always has a plan B. He has all these connections around him, like that. He just like, well, anyone will stop anything they're doing and help this guy. He loves to drink and drive. Just he was an unsung hero throughout the whole movie. And anytime we were getting stuff with him, I was just like, I would watch a whole movie on just their dynamic and their friendship. This is incredible. So I don't know. Just for me, like, this is one of those rare movies where everything just worked so perfectly for me. Like, I already can't wait to go and see this again. I probably will try to go this week. I don't know if I'll see it in IMAX again, but it was just so much fun. And the score, it's almost like a 3-hour music video by how much the movie does rely on the score. Like, sometimes like characters will stop moving and like the score will stop. And they'll start moving again, and then like the piano will start playing again.
It lets you focus on what needed to be.
So creative and very well done. So I truly believe that this movie is going to win Best Picture. I think it'll win a bunch of other awards, maybe adapted screenplay, maybe best score, cinematography, editing, I should say. I think it's going to win a bunch. Director, yeah, I think Paul Thomas Anderson nominated for 14 Oscars. I think he's finally going to win his first Oscar.
Crazy to say
so
that.
well deserved, because this might be his like magnum opus. This is, I think, like I said, like he's learned everything from these past movies that were all fucking incredible on their own, and he just applied something here that hasn't really been done in a long time, where he kind of took his signature styles and signature work that we all love, and he made it so accessible for like anyone to pick up and watch and enjoy. And it's just a really impressive thing that he pulled off here. So I think it's no question where I'm going with this. I went 5 out of 5. This is, like I said, movie of the fucking year for me. Like I highly doubt any movie is going to beat my number one for the rest of the year. This is just, yeah.
I don't want to sound like I'm just copying you, but I don't see this getting beat either.
Yeah.
Because when I first talked to you, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 because I've been trying. In the past, I tend to give 5 out of 5s way too often. And so I try not to do that. I try to let movies breathe. And this one, I've seen it, waited a couple days. I'm matching your 5 out of 5 because it's 2:45. It doesn't feel like it because something is always happening. If we're not following Sean Penn trying to catch up with DiCaprio to get this daughter, we're with DiCaprio and Del Toro and them trying to figure out an escape plan. And then Leo fucks that up and falls down off a building and gets tased.
The fucking phone call afterwards. Nah, your friend, he fell 40 feet from a building and landed in a tree and he got tased and he's arrested. And then Benicio del Toro just so calm, cool, collective.
And then like, the whole thing at the hospital was great. He's like, the nurse comes in and is like,
oh, right.
I need you to go through the bathroom down the hall and out the fire escape. And he's there waiting.
He's got the Modelo's
like,
beer. Like,
yes. He like cracks the beer open. He's like, oh my fucking God. Everyone was so dynamic. And when it came to the daughter, she felt genuinely in danger. Like she's in zip tie, handcuffs, and she has one of the best just, I need to do something. Even though in this, she's only supposed to be 16 years old. She's got such a command on screen and a lot of heart when it comes to like her relationship with DiCaprio and the history that she's finding out about in real time.
Yeah. I mean, even if you haven't seen any other film by Paul Thomas Anderson, I think you can absolutely go and watch this movie and you'll just be taken for a unbelievable ride. And if you want to see one of the best filmmakers in the business working today, literally creating his magnum opus, go see One Battle After Another in theaters right now, because it's not going to make a whole lot of money. This is one of those movies, like I said earlier in the podcast, where Warner Brothers just kind of gave a blank check to a tour director like PTA and was like, hey, blank check, go make your movie. It's going to cost a lot of money, but like, hey, like, we love what you do, and I'm sure you'll make something great. And even if it doesn't make a lot of money, at least like you will cement something that'll go down in film history. That's what he did right here. He just made his fucking masterpiece, and it's made $25 million opening weekend on the domestic box office, which is the biggest opening of his career, which is not saying a whole lot because he makes a lot of small movies. But I think word of mouth will absolutely pick up. I think more and more people will go and see this movie as the weeks go on, and I think it will end up becoming maybe not a profit, but I think it will probably, I bet it'll cross 100 million in the domestic box office. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now, which might sound crazy, but
This is a day one purchase.
that's my hope. It's my hope. Oh, I mean, put this on Criterion, put this anywhere on physical
4K,
media, and I will
yeah.
buy it. And like I said, I already want to go back and see it in theaters this week. So just incredible. Absolutely loved it. Let us know what you thought of One Battle After Another if you have seen it. All right. Well, that was basically all of the new releases in the last couple of weeks. Has there been anything else that you've seen that you want to talk about real quick? I mean, you
did
go and
have
see
my-
a lot of movies in theaters. Did you see the Big, Beautiful, Bold Journey, whatever that
That was
fucking
going to be
stupid
the
title was?
next one. Like the next one in theaters
Oh,
that
you
I
saw.
really cared about was that one.
Okay.
I did go see The Conjuring Last Rites.
Oh, yeah. And you liked it.
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it did feel like a lot of the other Conjurings, but it had the heart and the closure to a series that I was really hoping for.
I'll see it when it comes to HBO.
Yeah, that's but we've already talked about Caught Stealing.
There's a
Yeah, no, that's just
Shudder.
about it.
There's a Shudder original that came out a week ago that
Dangerous
I think
Animals?
you might you should maybe check it out. It's called Night of the Reaper.
I saw that you had watched that.
Yeah.
It popped up on the queue.
It has a really, really fun VHS found footage element to the movie that I thought
Okay.
was pretty cool.
What's it called again? I'm sorry.
Night of the Reaper. It definitely has a lot of tropes and cliches that you've seen 100 times before. So just, yeah, it is what it is. But it's just for a fun little Shudder late night watch. I thought it set the spooky vibes just right. So it was kind of fun.
On Letterboxd, its description is just nothing is as it seems.
Yeah,
that's
there you
it. I
go.
was like, all right, and it looks very
90 minutes.
like cheesy, but in a good way. That
Yeah,
like
that's a good way
the
to put it.
movie.
It is a little cheesy. But it's got some fun elements to it that I actually kind of liked. So there you go.
Cool.
That's really it for me. The next couple of weeks, what do we have coming out? We have Tron Ares. And if you are subscribed to our podcast feed, you should get a audio podcast of our review of Tron, the 80s movie, and Tron Legacy, because Nate hadn't seen those movies. So we did an episode on that. That'll come out before Tron Ares. We also have Roofman with Channing Tatum. We have a new VHS movie coming to Shudder, so maybe we'll check that one out. But yeah, we're getting into some spooky season, some horror movies mixed in with some random bullshit like Roofman and Tron Ares. So we'll see. Whatever we end up watching in the next week, we will come back and talk to you about it. Yeah.
For shizzle,
Talk
bro. For shizzle.
All right. Well, that's it. Make sure you subscribe. Those Movie Dudes, wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Yeah, that's it. Quack, quack. Toodaloos.
Toodles.